There are words spoken in a calm tone, yet their impact shakes thousands of hearts. There's a name left unspoken, and the whole fandom falls silent. That day, in a quiet corner of America, during what seemed like just another promotional interview, Jaehyun Jungkook, the golden maknae of BTS, let down his walls. He smiled like he always does, that signature softness that makes the world pause. But his eyes, they held something deeper. Something unspoken, longing. The interviewer leaned in and asked gently, "Who has emotionally influenced you the most on your journey as an artist?" Jungkook hesitated. A pause. A silence filled with years of memories, laughter, pain, and warmth. Then, in a soft voice that trembled ever so slightly, he replied, "Someone I always carry in my heart. Someone who knows me without words. No name, no need for one, but armies, those who have walked this journey with him, felt it. They knew. Taehyung, Kim Taehyung, V, friend, teammate, a brother in silence, a bond not formed overnight, but grown with time, tears, and trust. Two boys who laughed their way through sleepless nights, held each other up through storms, and built a quiet world only they could understand. Years ago, they once said, 'We don't need words. We just know.' So when Jungkook answered with those careful words, 'Someone who knows me without words,' the world paused. Because armies understood. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't nostalgia. This was love. A quiet, enduring kind of love, woven through time and distance. A few days after that interview aired, Taehyung went live. A simple stream. A calm evening. He wore a cozy sweater, and the light behind him was soft and golden, just like his aura. He read comments casually, humming a little tune, sipping tea. But then, someone mentioned Jungkook's interview. The comment was short. "Did you hear what Jungkook said about you?" And something shifted. He paused. His fingers froze mid-scroll. His lips curled into a faint smile, but his eyes, his eyes shimmered. Not with shock, but with emotion he could no longer hold back. In the quietest voice, almost a whisper, he said, "Sometimes we don't realize how much someone means until time distances us." And just like that, Taehyung broke thousands of hearts with a single truth. That night, armies didn't just cry. They wept. Not because it was sad, but because it was real. Because something so fragile, so raw, had been shared without fanfare, without filters. Jungkook chose to speak from the depths of his heart. And Taehyung responded. Not with a speech, not with fireworks, but with silence, tears, and a smile. Two souls, who didn't need a stage to speak. Because they wrote poems to each other in the quietest spaces. They grew up together, from awkward teens in oversized sweaters to men the world watches. From giggles echoing through dorm hallways to heavy tears backstage after concerts. From arguing over silly things, to leaning on each other in the hardest moments. Jungkook once admitted in a documentary, "I used to follow him around like a puppy. I wanted to be like him." And Taehyung, he would always say, "Jungkook is like my younger self, brighter, braver. I'm proud of him." Through the years, they stood side by side. During award shows, when the lights were blinding. In hotel rooms, when homesickness crept in. On airplanes, watching movies shoulder to shoulder. In dance practices, laughing until their stomachs hurt. And in silence, when no words were needed to say, "I'm here." Maybe that's what makes Taekook different. They don't flaunt. They don't perform for cameras. They don't need grand gestures. Because their love, whether platonic, romantic, or simply soul deep, is built on presence. On knowing each other, on showing up in the quietest ways. They may never shout each other's names across the world, but they whisper them in songs, in glances, in memories. Remember when Taehyung wrote, "I wait where the light and shadow meet, the place only we know how to return to." And when Jungkook said, "When I feel lost, he's the voice that brings me home." Those weren't just lyrics, they were confessions, of a bond that outlives fame, of a friendship, or maybe something deeper, that anchors them in the storm. Taekook has always been more than what the eye sees. They're two artists, yes. Two idols. But behind the cameras, they're two boys who found comfort in each other. Who trusted, even when the world questioned them. Who stayed close, even when the schedules pulled them apart. And now, as solo paths unfold and individual dreams bloom, that connection still lingers. In every lyric, in every unsaid word, in every pause, in every teardrop. When Jungkook said he carries someone in his heart, and Taehyung answered with a tearful smile, armies knew, love doesn't always need words. Sometimes, it just needs to be felt. And true love, it always finds its way home. For every moment shared between them in shadows. For every look, every smile, every note of understanding. Thank you, Taekook, for showing us that the strongest bonds don't always roar. Sometimes, they whisper, and sometimes, they simply exist. Beautifully, silently, endlessly, for all the unspoken but real love. Thank you, Taekook, for showing us the gentlest kind of truth.